So here I am in the Dr. Sun Yat-sen Memorial Park, and just over here by this funny kind of bell tower thing is something quite interesting. This is actually Ficus microcarpa, but it's a variety which is it's a variegated variety of Ficus microcarpa. Now this is relatively unusual, and it does the same things as Ficus microcarpa does, but at a much smaller scale. I mean, generally speaking, the variegated forms are less vigorous than the pure forms of the species. So still quite interesting. Let's go and have a closer look at it. Ficus microcarpa with variegated leaf form. Let's have a look at this one over here, because this is kind of interesting. Over here we can see that the main tree that was planted there with the variegated foliage, right, that's what's intended by the designer. But what's actually happening here is, if we go down, lower down onto the trunk, we can see that the rootstock of the tree, that is the lower part of the trunk, is reverting. It's reverting to type. So we can see that the lower shoots coming out, because then I guess that the variegated form was grafted, with the upper part of the variegated form was grafted onto the rootstock of the pure form of Ficus microcarpa. And what's happening is that the rootstock is sending out these green shoots, and you can see they're much more vigorous than the upper part of the tree. And if nothing is done to remove them, then they'll completely engulf the variegated form above. It's already starting to happen, and nobody's doing anything about it yet. So if nobody does anything, then the variegated branches will basically be swamped by these lower Ficus microcarpa shoots, which are much stronger. So the species is much stronger than the variegated form. Still quite interesting. And underneath we have a Rhapis, but this is a relation of the Rhapis excelsa that we've already seen. This one has rather finer foliage, right? It's quite elegant, actually, this one. This is Rhapis humilis, which is a slightly kind of smaller, more delicate version of the Rhapis excelsa. And then what have we got here? We've got Garcinia subelliptica, and underneath that, along the edge here, Phyllanthus myrtifolius.